But I'm not. This is where the law stops. And I start.
My name's Bond, James Bond.
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema, and welcome to the Action Movies Reloaded podcast. This is episode 2. Last week we did RoboCop. Now we're doing some Marion, Cobretti, and some Cobra. And I got my man Jeff from 101 Bronson on to do a long discussion of this flick and see how it ranks against RoboCop from last week. So, Jeff, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. Jason. Thanks for having me.
I had to have you on. I know you're a big Cobra fan. I know you're a big action movie fan. So this is going to be a lot of fun just to sit here and to discuss. You know, I'm a big Stallone fan, so it's
definitely.
It's going to be fun discussing this flick for sure. So yeah, guys. So just sit back, get your popcorn, get a drink. You know, if you want to hop in the old 50 Ford Mercury, go ahead. Do what you have to do to enjoy this little discussion here. So, Jeff, I like to ask everyone who comes on, what brought you to the action movie genre? Was it a certain film, an experience, anything, man? Just take the floor for a bit. Why do you love action movies so much?
Oh man, you know what? I think it might actually be through Stallone. My dad was also, or he still is, a huge Stallone fan as well. He's more of a Rambo guy, whereas I think you and me were both, more Rocky guys. But my dad is definitely a Rambo guy, so I saw the Rambo films at a very early age through him, and I guess that was kind of like my first few action films. I guess if we're being more technical before that, maybe the Bond films. I was a big Bond fan ever since I was a kid, so I guess those were maybe like my first kind of baby steps towards the action genre were the Bond films. But then, yeah, definitely guys like Stallone, and through my brother, I got introduced to Van Damme with Bloodsport and Kickboxer and all those films. So yeah, that's kind of my education. The action films were those guys, Bond, then Stallone, then Schwarzenegger and Van Damme and Seagal and Chuck Norris and all those guys. And yeah, I've been a fan ever since. It's pretty much my favorite genre of films. Like, I love horror, I love westerns, as everybody might know. I love kung fu, martial arts films, whatever, dramas even. But the action genres, where's all that for me? Like, I love these action, especially these old school action, tough guys, Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, and guys like that. So yeah,
You're like my twin brother, man. The way you just talk, it's like I love horror and action almost neck and neck.
Yeah.
But it's like I always say, like, those really B movie action movies are the same as a B movie slasher. You're kind of almost getting the same thing out of it. You're shutting your brain off. We want to see tough guys. They want to see kills. There's the action and the slashers. I find them very similar. There's a very, you think there'd be a similar audience actually, but of course the action genre does gear towards men a little bit more. Like, I don't, other than my wife, I haven't met many women who are like diehard action fans. It's very rare.
That is true.
But my wife is she grew up with her father watching Seagal and Van Damme and Dirty Harry and all that kind of stuff. So oddly enough, Jeff, First Blood was my first experience with an action film ever. I was 4 years old, and it scared the hell out of me when he got cut. Like, I just couldn't handle it. I couldn't watch that. So then I was watching First Blood, Rocky 3, Rocky, kind of all at the same time. It was all, but I was like really young. Like, I watched First Blood, I think, when my dad rented it when it was new, when everyone was talking about this movie. So I have really early memories of that's why I love, that's my favorite action movie. And I just, I'm not kidding. 6 times a year, I'll put on First Blood. Like,
it's very rewatchable. Very rewatchable. Yeah. Same for me. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to be discussing Cobra, everyone. So this movie, Jeff, just give me like, I don't know, some sort of mission statement or just like, when you talk to someone who's never seen this is, what would you tell them about it?
Well, I would tell them, just look at the cover, just look at that poster, that awesome, I mean, there's a reason why I have that poster on my wall, very big right over there. That's the reason, that image is so iconic, they don't even need to put Cobra on the cover. You just know from the image what it is. So, Here's
the car, everyone.
Yeah. There's, I mean, you got Stallone with the shades, the aviators, the matchstick in the mouth. He's got the machine gun with the laser sight. In his belt, he's got the Cobra gripped pistol tucked in there. He's got grenades hanging from. I just look at that image. That's all you need to know about what this film is, really.
It's very Terminator like, isn't it? It's almost the same. He's sitting.
It is, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I agree with you. It's the rock star version of Dirty Harry.
Pretty much, yeah.
Look at what cop looks like this, for fuck's sakes. I mean,
yeah, I think when Sly talks about Cobretti, he talks about him being kind of like Bruce Springsteen with a badge, and that's pretty apt for the character. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's walk through this. So, Cobra was released on May 23rd, 1986, directed by George P. Cosmatos, written by Paula Gosling and Sylvester Stallone, starring Sylvester Stallone, Rennie Santano, Bridget Nielsen, and Brian Thompson.
Yep.
And a budget of 25 million, a box office of 49 million. So, it probably could have been better.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes score of 17% for the critics, audience 44%, and IMDb of 5.8 out of 10. To me, these are all very low, even the audience, because I know so many people who like this movie and come to it now and go, like, I just had a content creator, Davey Deathray buddy, who was on the RoboCop episode, just watched this for the first time and he loved it. And I know these scores are kind of because you don't know how many reviews were actually done, but this is a blast. It's not my favorite Stallone movie, but 17%, you're talking like garbage.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking
Stallone,
about.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, Stallone definitely wasn't a critical darling back in the 80s. I mean, even the Rocky films, they got slated by the sequels, that is, they got slated by the critics because they went a little too over the top and stuff. Speaking of which, a year after he did the film Over the Top, that film got destroyed by critics and stuff. So he just wasn't a critical darling back in the day. But it's good to see the audience score is higher for this one, but it could be definitely way more higher for sure. Yeah, and the IMDb score is definitely too low as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because I talked to a lot of people who love this movie, and I mean, people, they dig it. So, yep. So that's that. All right. So let's start with the story. What did you come in? What was your grade for the story here? And what you like about the story and all that.
Yeah. So for the story, I'll be around 8 for the story. Probably a 7. So I mean, the story mentally is a little weak. It's a little but there's a reason for that. This was originally going to be like a 2-hour film, like more meat on the bones and stuff, more character development, all that good jazz, a bit more gore and stuff as well, from what I've heard. And it got cut down to a very slim barely 90 minutes, is it? So it got cut down significantly by the studio. We should mention this is a Canon film co-produced with Warner Brothers because it got too big for Canon to handle on their own. But no, the story is kind of it's kind of your run-of-the-mill kind of cop investigation story. There's a killer on the loose and Sly is obviously the guy for the job. He's not hired. He's assigned to protect this young witness played by Brigitte Nielsen, who turns out to be his love interest later on in the film. I mean, story, you're not really watching this film for the story. I mean, the story is just kind of like it's background really for the action, for the set pieces, and for just showing the awesomeness of Sly in this film, really. So story is kind of a little weaker in this one, but I mean, it does serve the film. It's okay.
Yeah, I do like the idea of these cult killers and all that kind of stuff. And I like how it's playing on Dirty Harry. It's about these cops keep putting these criminals away. They keep getting out, and it's innocent people are getting caught. And sometimes the law's inadequate, I guess. And you send a guy like Cobra in, he does things that others can't. Like the criminal here, the bad guy's playing into the people's ideas. What's he say? What does Ra's al Ghul say? Batman Begins. He said, "Criminals thrive on the indulgence of society's understanding." And I really love that part of the story. I really like. I wish it was more explored. I wish it was. I wish a lot of movies like this explored that more. I think Dirty Harry did a really good job of doing it. Sometimes You know, they know what's Stallone say? As long as we got to play by these bullshit rules,
The
we're
killer
gonna lose,
doesn't, we're
right?
gonna lose. Yeah, yeah,
And the killer doesn't exactly. You got to come up to their terms. And that's like the whole, like, you can understand we need justice, we need rules, or it's chaos, right? But
yeah.
sometimes it's like you got to send someone in like this who's willing to do the, you know, the dirty work, I guess.
Exactly.
I gave it a
Yeah.
7 for the story, like playing off what you said and everything like that. But you're right. It's kind of like a vehicle for Stallone, right?
Yeah.
All right, hero Marion Cobretti. What do you got for Marion Cobretti for your score?
Marion Cobretti, the hero. Yeah, he's definitely scoring high. I'll probably be around a 9 for him, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, just look at him. You know, there's a Sly at his peak. This is right after Rocky 4, obviously. Physical specimen. You know, the way he was. Just playing the most badass character. I mean, obviously he's awesome as Rocky. I mean, Rocky's not supposed to be really, too badass and stuff. But this guy is just, this one screams, badassness. When you again look at the poster or whatever, just look at any still from the film. He's always like kind of posing, kind of like flexing a little bit.
Yeah.
In this one, yeah, I just love him. Yeah, obviously he's kind of like the Dirty Harry of the '80s, like the MTV Dirty Harry version of the '80s. And I mean, it works. It just works. It's. I wish he did a sequel to this film. I think Sly himself has said that as well. But I wish he did a sequel. I would have loved to have seen more of Marion Cobretti. I would have loved to have seen his character evolve and progress throughout a couple of sequels. But as a standalone vehicle as it is right now, I mean, it's an awesome character. It's one of my favorite Stallone characters for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I love him in this. Like I said, he's kind of like a rock star in it. I mean, I love that shot where he shows up at the supermarket, coming in with the car, and then when he gets out, out the way the camera falls on, he just looked. He's charisma. Yeah. I don't know if anyone could have played this character, like maybe back then, but he was perfect for it. And there's something odd, like he's also a health nut. He's this health nut badass who like cuts pizza with scissors. He's telling Buddy not to eat sugar all the time.
All that sugar eating, all that junk.
All that sugar eating. He's got this calm, cool, collect nature to him. I mean, what can you say? It's Marion Cobretti. He's got this really. It's almost like that Johnny Cash song, "A Boy Named Sue." He's got this girly name, Marion. Which was John Wayne's real name. It was Marion. Right. So there's a lot of homage to Clint Eastwood. There's a lot of homage to John Wayne in here. There's a lot of things. I'm sure Stallone was putting that in himself. And I also was I think I read that he's pretty much the silent director on this. Yeah, calling a lot of the shots. I just wondered, did George P. Cosmatos direct anything? Silent director on Tombstone. Silent director on Rambo 2.
Yeah.
Like, I heard this guy was a dick, man. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I was just watching the interview with Brian Thompson. That was on my Blu-ray copy of Cobra, and Brian Thompson talked about that. Yeah, it's pretty much Stallone's film, actually, more than Cosmatos. Yeah.
Yeah, on this one, like, I just don't know if this guy's directed anything. Like, it just seems like everyone takes over whenever he did a movie, and his name's put on some good ones.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Some of my favorites. So yeah, Marion Cobretti, badass. All right, next, the villain, Brian Thompson, the Night Slasher. What are you bringing? What do you got for the Night Slasher? Would you grade him?
Yeah, I'd probably say around an 8 or whatever. I mean, that's pretty much all the categories here are scoring pretty high for me because this is just such an iconic '80s film for me. But yeah, Brian Thompson. I mean, I think he could have been a bit more developed throughout the film. Again, I know there were some deleted scenes, that ended up on the cutting room floor. Obviously, that would have expanded more on his character. But as it is, I think he's a great foil. He's a great bad guy. He doesn't say a lot. He pretty much just stares. Very menacingly and stuff. And he does have some great lines and great moments. At the end of the film, you keep seeing pig, all over, over and over again. The core is civilized, isn't it, pig, and all that stuff. And I do like his whole pig monologue. I guess that's what the fans have called it. At the end of the film, there, I do love that whole bit. No, I think he works well as a villain. He really does. He's got that big jaw and stuff. He looks menacing. He looks like a physical foil for Stallone, and I think he's just great. Yeah.
I think he has more presence than anything. He's got. I found him a scary dude when I watched this as a kid.
Yeah.
Especially when it's time it's towing the line between slasher and action, which I love. I mean, that's a conversation all on its own. Like every action movie has their slasher film. You know, like you could say the Terminator, 10 to Midnight, Silent Rage, Cobra. They're all towing that line between slasher and action. I think it's a great blend, to be honest. I think it really works. That, and I think the movie should have been more bloody. Actually running in at 87 minutes, according to my VHS tape. So
there you go.
Yeah, they cut a lot down, for sure. And just a side note there, Jeff, if we go off camera sometime, I got an outline for a script that plays in to the world of Cobra. So
awesome.
You may see Marion Cobretti back. All I'm saying, I'll send you when it's done. I'll send it to you.
Nice. I would love to read that. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, he's got a to me, he's more, you're right. He should have been fleshed out more. There's you get why they're doing it. They want to just take out the weak. This is something like only the strong survive. Almost very
survival of the fittest. Yeah,
very Nazi like. I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice to see his reasoning a lot more, and he's playing into, society's, feeling bad for criminals in this their sensitivities and stuff, and Cobra's got to come in and like lay down the law basically. So I think he's a good villain. We could have used more, but his presence alone was really good. He's got a villainous look.
Yeah, very effective. Yeah, definitely.
I gave him a 7 myself. So there we go. All right, I love this one. Action set pieces. What did you give action set pieces?
Yeah, I'll probably say around an 8 for this one as well, somewhere around that ballpark. I mean, just that image you put up right there. I love that whole final car chase there when he's on the back of the Ford truck, firing that machine gun at the bikers coming after them. Before that, the car chase with his own car, the Ford Mercury, and he put the nitro on and stuff. And that I love that car chase. One of my favorite car chases of any 80s action film, to be honest. I just love that bit so much. I said high for this one. I love the action set piece. I mean, in the beginning, there's it's kind of sparse. You kind of have to wait for the big set pieces. In the middle and towards the end of the film, but it's definitely worth it to pay off. The action set pieces are amazing. So I'd probably say around that ballpark again. Probably an 8. Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it an 8 too. Compared to today's standards in action movies, it probably doesn't have a lot of action set pieces as you may think. It is kind of goes slow burny for a bit.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's kind of like a slasher though. He's killing these girls and stuff. But that car chase, top 10 action chases ever for me. I just love the way they film it. You're getting it at very different angles. I love the that part where he's driving. Then he turns around and pulls the gun out the window, and he's in reverse.
So badass. Yeah.
And he jumps off the parkway or the parking lot there.
Yeah.
He jumps off that, and it's too bad that thing gets totaled. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's such a nice car. Just the sound of it and everything. It's black. It fits it. It suits his character.
Yeah.
50 awesome is the license plate. I guess is awesome 50 or something like that.
Awesome 50, I think. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And this scene here where he's in the back of the truck's pretty cool too. And again, he goes full on Leatherface at the end, throws Buddy right on a freaking hook like that.
Yeah.
There's some there's some brutal stuff in here. Like if they would have pushed the gore a little bit more, I think people would have been like, damn, this is a violent action movie. You know what I mean? But
absolutely.
Yeah, they he knows how to handle action, that's for sure. He knows what the people want. That car chase reminds me of when he did Expendables in the truck, or him and Jet Li are in the truck together.
Oh yeah.
It's very similar. That's why like you could tell that I think he had his hand in directing this movie, like for sure. So
absolutely.
Yeah. It's a great, if you guys haven't seen it, the car chase alone is worth everything, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. One-liners. We got the classic One-liners.
Yeah.
What are you giving one-liners on this movie?
I mean, the one-liners here are amazing. I would probably again be around an 8 or maybe a 9. Again, somewhere in that ballpark. I mean, go ahead. I don't shop here, and this is where the law stops, and I start, and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And again, the whole pig monologue by Brian Thompson at the end. Again, one-liners is just it's probably Stallone's best film when it comes to one-liners, because Sly, unlike Arnie, you never really had too many one-liners. You had some here and there and stuff. But this film is kind of like filled with them. This is kind of like Stallone's turn in doing the one-liners like Arnie did. And unlike Arnie, they're not really supposed to be funny. They're more like kind of like dry and stuff, and that suits the character. So I think this is kind of like Sly's best film for one-liners. That's kind of how I feel about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I gave one-liners. What did I give it? Sorry, 8 as well. Like you said, there's the classic ones here where I don't shop here, and I'm a sucker for good conversation, and then at the beginning there, you're a disease and I'm the cure, but the one I really like is before the end fight where he goes, "This is where the law stops and I start."
Yeah.
I don't. He's playing it so serious, yet you're supposed to be like, "Oh, what a one-liner!" But he just plays it so well. He just seems to know how to deliver these lines. You could call it a cheesy movie, but they're almost playing it serious as well. And I find he does it well. Or what he tells Buddy, I like what he tells Buddy. You know what your problem is?
You're too violent. Yeah. There's all that sugar you're eating. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Like they're classic one-liners. I don't think they're as good as last week's with RoboCop. I mean, that whole movie is just my god. We were quoting the whole freaking movie in that stream in that recording.
Yeah.
But classic enough for sure.
Yeah, another one I like is when he douses the one guy in gasoline, and then he lights his match on the pistol, and he goes, you have the right to remain silent. And then
that was like
fire.
That was in the trailer too, right? It cuts the trailer. Goes, you have a right to remain silent.
That's it. Yeah.
Love the grizzled voice too.
Yeah.
All right, we touched a bit on the action, but this is the
there we go again. Yeah.
So the stunts and practical effects. So I'm talking about all the stunts through the movie. Any kind of practical effect, whether it's with the driving or a little bit of the gore, whatever. All of it kind of put together. So what did you think about the stunts and practical effects here?
Yeah, I mean, there's on a time where all that stuff was still pretty much real, without CGI. So it's always going to come out high for me. I always prefer like real practical stuff compared to CGI any day. And again, this car chase alone, that obviously here's the picture, just boosts the score up high. So again, not to sound like a broken record, but I probably would be around an 8 for this one as well. Again, just that whole car chase, the way that they did. Again, this film was, like we talked about earlier, produced by Canon, co-produced with Warner Brothers. They were kind of like low budget. Stallone got a lot of the budget. Stallone got a high salary for this one, so they kind of had to cheap out on some things, as Canon tend to do. But I think they did a great job with the action and the practical stunts and all that's on the effects. So I got to give them praise for that. They made it work, and so definitely a high scoring category as well.
For sure. I gave it a 7.5, so just a little under. But mostly it's the explosions and the car chases, and there's a little bit of gore in there. That's I could have used more of that stuff, but even the fight sequences are pretty good. I don't have a cinematography category, but we're talking about I really love the red and blue hues going on
the film
through
does
this movie.
Look good. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the wallpaper you see here in Cobra here.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of the red and the red hue going through it that I think is a really good stylistic choice. But yeah, I love watching these old movies and seeing real explosions.
Yeah,
like what a difference when you see the CGI now. And I get it, it's for safety, right? Yeah, you want everyone to be safe, but the way they created explosions and blew crap up, and what would have to go into that to keep everyone safe, and probably a lot of casualties throughout the years too doing this stuff. So I get why we have to go CGI, but it's just really, you return to these old movies, you're like, you see this, everything feels different with these movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with a car chase like this, I mean, it's real cars, making real impact with stuff when they crash and stuff, and you just can't replicate that with CGI. It's yeah, I always say this, Jason. Whenever I watch one of these older films with a real car chase, it's like I can almost smell the burnt rubber from the tires. That's how real it feels, when it's actually done for real. Yeah.
Especially when you see smoke coming off the tires and everything.
Yeah.
You watch a Marvel movie, you can actually see the CGI in the dirt they're spraying and the
Yeah.
it just takes me out a little. That's you know what I mean when I watch something like that. All right, the score.
All right,
Which
soundtrack, which I do have the CD of the soundtrack for this film, and yeah, score and I guess soundtrack. I mean, there's a lot of pop songs and stuff on there, like "Feel the Heat" and "Angel of the City" and all that stuff. "Voice of America's Sons." I just love this. This is one of my most played soundtracks whenever I have a commute from my home to work or vice versa, whatever. I play this in my car. Well, actually, let me check. Yeah, the CD is actually in my car. There you go. The actual disc. I just love this sound. I love these 80s. I mean, Stallone for the 80s had some of the best soundtracks in his films. You look at the Rocky films in the 80s, you look at Over the Top, you look at Cobra, even Lock Up, whatever. These films just had fantastic soundtracks. So yeah, for this one, it's definitely a high scoring one. I don't know, probably 8.5 or 9, somewhere around there. It's definitely a high scoring one. The actual instrumental scoring by Sylvester Stallone, it's kind of sparse. It's more the pop songs throughout the film, but the actual synth, orchestral kind of thing behind it, that's pretty good as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it's got the 80s thriller kind of score happening when things are supposed to be tense, and I don't mind the music. I don't like it as much as his other scores. Like I'll take Lock Up over this too. But I don't mind Angel in the City. Like I had it on vinyl at one time. I think Cobra, or I think I still have it. I can't. My record player broke, so um, I can't really listen to it. But I put a lot of his stuff on Spotify and listen to it on the way to work. But yeah, it's got that that 80s thing with Bridget Nielsen's dancing and everything, him shaking everyone down and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
I montage, against Stallone, king of the montage, especially in the 80s.
Yeah, so I gave this one a 7, the score. So still good.
Definitely.
All right, supporting characters. So this is basically, Jeff, like everyone surrounding the movie, like his partner, Bridget Nielsen, the other villains, the side villains, anybody who's like all the cops he's fighting with too.
Cops.
Kind of everybody. So what do you think about the supporting characters and how did you grade them?
Yeah, so I guess the grade I would give for this would probably be a 7. I mean, this is mostly the Marion Cobretti show, obviously. But I mean, Rennie Santoni there as Gonzalez, his partner. I mean, we should mention he was also in Dirty Harry. He's also played, Dirty Harry's partner, Gonzalez. In
now,
that film.
was he the same character?
He has the same name, but
it's like I don't know. Is he? Did he join the force again? He didn't get killed in Dirty Harry, did he?
No, he did. He actually survived. Yeah, he went on to be a college teacher, I guess. At the end of his arc in Dirty Harry. Yeah. But no, yeah, similar name, Gonzalez, and we also have what's the guy? The Scorpio Killer is also in. Andrew Robinson is also in this film playing Mondi, the kind of like the higher up that Stallone is always like beefing with, on the squad, on the force.
Well, there's the argument, right? There's the argument. It's people like Cobra, and there's people like that cop who's trying to do everything by the book.
Yeah.
Right. And it just clashes. So I think he's a weasel of a fucking character, but like he's in the Hellraiser too, I think.
Yeah, he is Hellraiser. Yeah. He actually was supposed to originally be supposed to have been revealed as kind of like one of the leaders of the of the killers. It was kind of like supposed to be one of the bad guys at the end, but they kind of went away from that and they kind of just left it the way it is, just him being like a by the books cop that Stallone just doesn't get along with. But he was actually going to be one of the main villains originally, which would have been interesting because obviously he played a villain so well in Dirty Harry, so that could have been interesting. Then we got Brigitte Nielsen. I mean, let's be honest, she's not the greatest actress. Rocky IV, she kind of did what she had to do there. She played a Russian, so she didn't have many lines in Rocky IV, even lesser if you watch the director's cut. And this one, I think she's actually she does a really, really good job, actually, considering she wasn't the greatest actress. I do think she has chemistry with Sly. Obviously, they were married at this time, so I would have expected that. See who else we have. I do also like the other cop, kind of his boss, Art LaFleur, I guess his name is.
Yeah, he's in a lot. Big
Death
character
Warrant
actor
with
yeah.
Van Damme. That's one of the films I remember him from. The big character actor. Overall, I really like the supporting characters. Yeah, some many recognizable faces and good performances. Yeah. I also want to give a mention to forget the actress's name right now, but she plays a shady cop who actually works with the
perm
guys.
girl. She has the big
Yeah.
perm and everything.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, forget her name right now, but she was great as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a 7 here. Again, I like his partner Gonzalez here. I'm of course the villain we already talked about. I'm not really big on anybody else. I, for one, think Bridget Nielsen and Stallone don't have any chemistry in this movie. I find I find it very awkward actually when they're on. It's almost like he's writing this and she's dousing her ketchup with fries. I'm like, what are we doing here? What are they trying to do here? And he's got the big cheeseburger and he goes and he's trying to do this really weird humor with her. Not that I don't know. I get it. They were married at the time, but I don't know. I mean, she's is what she is in this movie. So I would have given it a lot higher if there was a better actress in this who was, playing against him better. And all that. But you're right. She's fine. It's fine, right? Like it is the Marion Cobretti show at the end of the day. So, but yeah, I would have given it a lot higher for that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Definitely.
All right, entertainment. How entertained are you, Jeff?
There we go. I mean, can you tell I'm entertained? Are you not entertained? Yeah, no, this film is so entertaining. I just watched this right before we did this recording. I mean, again, it's not even 90 minutes. It's like 1 hour 25 or so ish, including the end credits. It just flies by. Before you know it, you're already at the halfway point, or he's already taken Bridget Nielsen into hiding and stuff. It's like it goes so fast paced, just moves. Great tension in the beginning, like Jason said, with the with the slashing scenes and stuff. When we actually see the knife slasher at work, I guess. Well, his demented kind of work, but. Yeah, this film is absolutely entertaining. One of my favorite Stallone. This has always been a top 10 Stallone film for me ever since I first saw it. I guess I saw this one kind of late in my Stallone journey, like in my early to mid-teens, I guess, is when I first saw this. And I was definitely a target audience for this one because I loved it ever since immensely. So yeah, for entertainment, I'll probably be around, I don't know, 9 or 10, as high as it can go for entertainment, actually. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty entertained by this. I'm sitting at an 8 for me because when I was a kid, I don't know why, but I didn't connect with this movie that much.
Okay.
It was never one of my favorite. Like I was Rocky and Rambo, and I was even Lock Up before this movie, and Demolition Man. But I don't know but as I got older, and when I started YouTube, I gave it it was a while before I rewatched this. I went, man, I love this movie. And it's actually been growing on me more and more. Now it's like a yearly watch, right?
Yeah.
But I am entertained by it. There's some parts in it where he's just cleaning his gun and she's sleeping and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm a little bored, but for the most part, it's moving along quite good. And when the action picks up, it's even better. And I actually really like the scene where Brian Thompson comes into the hospital. It's very Visiting Hours like to me, actually. And there's the shot, there's the Shining shot where he's got the knife coming through the door, and she's actually really good there when she's actually screaming and being.
She's a good screamer. Yeah.
I should, I'll take that back a little bit. She's really good at when she's scared and stuff like that. In those scenes or in the parking garage and all that. But yeah, whether it's the night slashes entertaining me, the one-liners, the action, Stallone's presence, it's highly entertaining. I gave it an 8, so really good.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, legacy. What are you gonna put out for its legacy? Now, Jeff, when I think of legacy, I'll just go first on it. I'm actually only giving it a 6.5 because this is a movie that's fits into the cult classic category. And what I mean by that is that when you think of Stallone, a lot of people don't really have this. Like, it's like there's not a lot of demand for, oh, we need a Cobra 2, or, it's kind of like, oh, you remember that movie he did? That Cobra movie? Oh, I haven't
Hmm.
seen that. Do you remember that movie? That's what it feels like to me. Maybe because it never turned into a franchise. So
Yeah.
the legacy, if it's more of a cult classic thing. So I'm leaning more towards 7, 6.5 ish for the legacy. Because when you think of like Rocky, that's a legacy. Like
Oh yeah.
that's a
That's a 10
massive
out of 10.
legacy.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas
Yeah.
and I still think Stallone really likes this. I think he's gone on saying, he would like to do more with it. And I think there was so much more to do with it too.
Yeah.
I think someone's got to do that uncut version. Maybe that could just like punch this movie up more.
Oh
Give
yeah.
us that 2-hour cut of a more cop. I mean, he did it with Rocky versus Drago. He made a cheesy movie, serious, right? Whether
Absolutely.
you like that
Yeah.
or not, I don't see why he couldn't. If they have the footage, this would be a nice one to see a recut done.
I agree. Yeah, legacy for me. I mean, yeah, obviously, I'm a huge fan of this film, as has been clear thus far, I guess. You know, I'd probably also be around maybe that 7.5 that you said, or maybe for me, maybe an 8, just a little higher. Yeah, this is definitely, it falls into a cult classic category, but the cult for this one is definitely growing and growing. There's a huge cult following for this one. Pretty much everyone that I always talk to, they always really rate Cobra very highly. They always like, oh man, you should have done a sequel. There's a lot of people that I interact with that are like that. Yeah, I guess I'd probably be around an 8 for that one, because it is a film that is fondly remembered by most people that I always hear talk about it. So yeah, I guess I'll be around 8. Probably
Yeah, for sure.
Go along with you. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It goes. It does have a little legacy, I would say. Like when I think of action cult classics, it's kind of like Streets of Fire is a cult classic.
Yeah.
I think this movie's more popular than that, but that's kind of what that comes off the brain. Escape from New York's kind of a cult classic, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like this movie wasn't. It seemed like it kind of made its money back, but this is actually kind of the downfall of Stallone from here on.
Yeah.
Box office wise, like he was at the top and then he did Over the Top, that didn't fare
That
well.
flopped.
Then
Yeah.
Rambo 3 kind of flopped because it was such
Yeah.
a big movie, and then he does Lock Up and Tango and Cash. Tango and Cash, I think, made money.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of, then he comes back again with what? He comes back with Demolition Man and Cliffhanger in the same year, so he kind of.
Yeah, that was kind of comeback. Yeah, you had Rocky 5 obviously in 90. That wasn't the biggest hit. I mean, that was kind of underperforming. Oscar wasn't a hit. Stop a Mamo Shoot definitely wasn't a hit. Yeah, and then we go to 1993, which was Cliffhanger, Demolition Man. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I think this movie's kind of like, I'm not saying it's known for that. It's not known for his beginning of the downfall of his box office success, but I don't know. Maybe it was maybe they should have done that original idea of the movie where it was a longer movie. Who knows? Maybe it would have stuck more. So
yeah, I think they felt the pressure from Top Gun, which was released pretty much around the same time. Top Gun wasn't wasn't a long film. That was kind of like a fast-paced kind of film. I guess they were just kind of wanted to compete with that. That's why they cut it down so they could have a lot of showings in cinema for this one. That's one of the reasons that I've heard anyway for it. So yeah,
for sure. All right, let's see what is next. Okay, so last week, RoboCop, the hero, came in at 75. So Marion Cobretti's coming in at a 78. So he is our new leader going forward. RoboCop was a 75. Marion Cobretti is a 78. Villain Clarence Bodiger is still reigning with an 88, as we got the Night Slasher coming in at a 75.
As well, he should. I mean, Clarence Bodiger, you can't beat Curtis Smith there. That's yeah.
He's going to be hard to beat, but there's some really classic movies I'll be talking about going further with this podcast. And our movie in total, RoboCop got an 81. Cobra is sitting at an 85. So Cobra takes the spot over RoboCop.
Oh, that was unexpected. I thought RoboCop would have scored higher, but okay.
Well, you definitely bumped that up. You bumped Cobra up. That was And I had 3 people on for RoboCop, so that
Okay.
the law of this is a law of averages. That's what's so fun about it. All right, Jeff, this is kind of basically how we grade it together. This is Action Movies Reloaded. So basically, Reloaded is the best of all time. Standby is the middle of the road, and Retire. So is Cobra Reloaded, Standby, or Retire that shit? For me, Cobra gets a reload.
Yeah, I'll probably go with Reload as well. Yeah.
And you guys in the comment section and all that kind of stuff after, let me know. Do you think this is a reload or a retire? Or are you sitting kind of in the middle of the road with this movie? So, yeah, that's it. That's Action Movies. Cobra gets a reloaded. For me, it is
Reloaded, baby. Yeah.
It's Reloaded. It's a sweet movie, man. Ready for the next round. And you know, guys, next week is Casino Royale. So we got a big movie coming, like the Daniel Craig's Casino Royale. So we'll see how everything fares for sure. And check my Instagram, because I always post the leaderboards that after this video is released. So when this video is released, check my Instagram the next day, and I'll write in each week. So we're going to see how Cobretti did against RoboCop. So it's faring pretty well. So it's all good, man. This really good episode. Thanks, Jeff, for coming on for some Cobra. It was really fun, man.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on. Yeah.
Let's just head up there. So guys, check out Jeff's channel, 101 Bronson. If you like, obviously, he's playing into Charles Bronson. He's a big Bronson fan. If you like old school action, all that kind of stuff, you're gonna love his channel. It's a pretty sweet channel, man. He does a lot of collecting, all that kind of stuff. So definitely check out his channel, and like the video, subscribe, hit the notification. I can't stress that enough, because it will inform you when this video, the next one, drops, and you want to continue with the series and all that kind of stuff. So definitely check that out, guys, for sure. So yeah, man, this was a lot of fun, Jeff. So
absolutely,
thanks again. Yeah. Thanks again. And yeah, well, we'll see you next time on Action Movies Reloaded.
Bye, guys. Keep punching.
The name's Bond, James Bond.
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?